baby.
Show on stream. There we are.
All right. Oh, bad day for Spurs fans.
Oh, yeah.
Well, we got a win last night.
Good day, bad day. Everybody's back. Sorry, guys. We had some technical difficulties. But thanks for rejoining us. It's Friday and we don't give a damn. Light the candle and rub the egg on Wemby. What's up, Matt Gomez? Jesse A. Tex-Mex Frank. Tex-Mex Frank, I saw your text, brother. I'll get to you, man.
Tex-Mex Frank saying light a candle and rub an egg on Wemby.
Spurs are trying to shake us down for season tickets for next season. They send me an email. Want to welcome you back. Come back. Nah, I'm good. Prorated rate for the day. They want the 50 minutes back, Mike.
Welcome to another episode of the Area 210 podcast with Mike Jimenez and Joe Garcia. Make sure to subscribe and hit that like button. Join the discussion as we broadcast to you live from beautiful West San Antonio. And remember to tip your host as it helps the show grow.
What's up, San Antonio? What's going on, South Texas? This is the Area 210 podcast brought to you by MCS General Contracting. My name is Mike Jimenez. That's Joe Garcia. We're going to go for an hour 15, hour and a half today talking sports, pop culture, nostalgia. We're going to pour one out. No grito for Wemby, though, man. No grito for Wemby because it's one of those things where we can't make a joke about it, right? Because I tried making a joke about this yesterday on Twitter. For those of you who don't know, living under a rock, Victor Wembanyama's out for the rest of the season because he has a blood clot. I believe it's on his shoulder, right?
Yeah.
Vein thrombosis, I think is what they called it, right? I made a slight joke about it. Joe, the world lost its mind.
You were comparing him to the nephew.
Well, it wasn't so much that I was trying to compare him to the nephew. What I was trying to do was basically make a parallel to the fact that a freak accident happened. Right? The whole thing involving Kawhi Leonard, Zaza Pachulia, that was a freak incident. This is a freak incident involving Victor Wembanyama. And it's one of those things where it was more of my way of saying, oh, no, not again. Joe, was it in bad taste?
Kind of. But you know what? What was your acronym before, right? Acquired taste?
Acquired taste, right? And I think what ended up happening was, Joe, it was one of those cases where it was just too soon. You ever hear people say that? Too soon? You know, can't make a 9/11 joke too soon. You know, one of those things.
You know who does that a lot? Alamo on the Rise on the X.
Uh-huh.
He likes doing that, being like a little heel. And it's funny. I get it. I like it. And he'll say after something happens bad, right? Too soon. He'll say like a snide comment, too soon. But I mean, it's an acquired taste, right? It's funny. It's a joke. It's meant to be a joke.
It is a joke.
Yeah.
It is a joke. And it's just one of those things where we don't want to see it. We don't want to feel it. And as a Spurs fan, we are very, very much sensitive right now. This is number 6 in a row, 6 seasons in a row of losing records is what we're facing down the barrel of right now.
Well, what are you saying? Spurs fans are tired of the losing?
I think we're tired of the losing, and I think we're looking at what's going on with the Spurs right now. And
Yeah,
we had a
well-
little bit of hope because they got De'Aaron Fox at the before the trade deadline.
Yeah.
And it's just one of those things where we look at it and we're fearful as Spurs fans. I was trying to make light of a situation, but we're fearful as Spurs fans because it's one of those things where you look around. Osor Thompson had this issue, rebounded. You know, you see Brandon Ingram return from blood clots, but then you see Chris Bosh. His career ended because of blood clots, and people get a little bit sensitive about it.
This is what Wemby's got going on. It's called deep vein thrombosis, right? So basically, it's a blood clot traveled all the way up to his shoulder. They caught it in time, and it saved him from having any type of further, let's say, career-ending injury, right? At this point, it's treatable. He needs rest. They have to put him on blood thinners. And when they put you on blood thinners for this type of treatment, for this deep vein thrombosis, you can't have full contact sports like football or basketball per se. You just kind of chill out and let it, go through, let nature take its course and go through the whole spew. But the thing is, if it doesn't clear up, they're going to have to go ahead and do surgery on him to go ahead and, remove the clot. Good thing is, at least, no serious injury happened to Wemby. The bad thing is he's going to be out for the rest of the season. And the thing, to add insult to injury, front runner, should I say, for Defensive Player of the Year, he's only played 46 games, right, thus far.
Not going to get it.
How many games do you have to play to be eligible? 65.
65 games. So
he's out.
This is 2 years in a row where he misses out on an award that he should have won. Matt Lerma coming out saying that he has deep vein thrombosis. It's no joke. Again, I was making light as a Spurs fan, not as a person. It's kind of like me talking about Pop, right?
Yeah.
I can say things about Pop, but I don't want him to die. I don't want Pop to have bad health, right? I'm trying to separate the fandom from the actual person, kind of like we do with music, right? The person and the music are sometimes two different things that we get out of it. You look at it and people are trying to come up with a theory as to why this happens, right? Now, medically, apparently it happens to those who are taller. It happens to those who travel a lot on airplanes. That's what I read.
Where they did travel to Paris.
They did travel to Paris, but I mean, he's 7'3" for crying out loud.
Yeah.
Being 7'3", 7'4" is not natural.
Yeah, and it's over the course of the season, right? They get on the planes a lot, right? And they travel.
But everybody else does.
Yeah, but
everybody
I'm saying
else does.
When you're this tall and you're an athlete, it probably plays more on you for sitting.
Well, we need to understand as Spurs fans is that Wemby being 7'4" is not normal. Right?
Yeah.
It's not normal. Look at what he does for his feet before every game,
Stretching.
Right? The stretches he does, because it is not normal to be of that height. What is he? The top, beyond 0.00001 percentile of height, right?
Yeah.
So then you add the fact that taller people tend to get this and all that. Now you have all those conspiracy theorists out there coming out saying, well, I wonder if he was vaccinated, or I wonder if it was because of the beating he took against the Memphis Grizzlies. I have some people who are showing that he kept getting hit on the shoulder on the ground. Remember when he didn't pop back up?
It's a lot of things, man.
People coming out and saying, well, what about that time he hurt his shoulder at All-Star Weekend a while back, or last week rather, just by joking around? We don't know how this all happened, right? But the Spurs caught it early, and therefore it's considered to be a pretty decent chance of returning back to the court, right? 3 months of blood thinners, then they'll reevaluate. But guess what, Joe? I'll tell you this much. The dude needed rest anyway.
Yeah.
Because the whirlwind that was him getting drafted, well, first of all, before he got drafted, he was in the French playoffs, got drafted, went to the Summer League, traveled all over the place, had a long season with the Spurs, came back, played with the national team. It's just he's been on full throttle for so long. I hate to say it, Joe, I'm not happy that he has this condition. Okay, I'm not. But I am happy that he's going to get rest because I think Victor Wembanyama needs it more than any other player in the NBA. Yeah. He needs this rest. They went to France and played a couple of games over there. Then they came back, rodeo road trip, all of that stuff. But you knew something was up, though, when it was like, oh, he has an illness. He has an illness. He has an illness. Okay, you catch the flu once. You catch the sniffles every once in a while, maybe allergies, right? But whenever you hear, oh, he's ill again, guess what the Spurs do right there, Joe?
No.
It's called deflection. It's called lying. Okay, we cannot take for certain what these people are saying to us because they outright are. Then it comes out and says this. Look what they said about Pop when Pop went down with a stroke. Right?
They ain't say nothing.
They said, "Oh, we're going to reevaluate him, have him back in a few games." It's
He's
been
out.
4 or 5 months.
They said he's out indefinitely, and then finally they say this is what's going wrong with them.
Right.
Now.
Yeah. So it's one of those things. JHNSB comes out us our YouTube stream saying these super tall guys come with all kinds of health issues. I'm not surprised that this happened. It's just part of being tall.
Look at Sam Salinas. Say it, Mike. Say it.
Good. No. I'm not going to because Wemby is supposed to be the next superstar in the NBA, right? He was in line to be an all-NBA player for the first time ever. He got his first all-star appearance this past week. He is our superstar. But you would be lying to yourself if you thought to yourself that he was going to be healthy at all times because, again, being 7'4" is not normal, okay? You get certain things. We thought it'd be a foot issue, maybe a knee injury.
No.
But it's a blood clot. And reportedly that blood clot didn't travel. Okay, that's the thing about blood clots. It didn't travel towards the lungs. It didn't travel towards the heart. And because of that, it's considered to be relatively minor compared to what it could have been.
Yeah, it's minor, but I'm going to tell you something, right? Because I've talked to some healthcare professionals, right? People in the know, right? Professional people. And I said, you know what concerns me about this injury? I said that once you get these types of injuries, right, or you get blood clots, you're prone to getting them again, right? So it's something that he's going to have to monitor. So people with this type of condition, they're prone to get these types of blood clots again 10 years from now.
Mm-hmm.
So within 10 years, this could flare up again. So it's going to be recurring. It's not something that's just a one and done. So he is going to have to monitor himself quite frequently for any type of clotting, anything like that.
Now, Alex reaches out to us right now saying, I was concerned over the last couple of weeks. Wemby was extremely fatigued after playing 3 to 5 minutes at a time. It makes more sense now after reading up on deep vein thrombosis. In fact, if you go to the AI overview on Google, it says that one of the most common symptoms of a blood clot is fatigue. So that's one of the things we saw this, Joe.
Yeah.
Mario Cavazos reached out to us on our YouTube stream saying that they check on Wemby pretty frequently with MRIs regularly. You saw he looked not the same. He didn't look normal out there on the court. He looked tired. He looked tired. He looked lethargic compared to what he had been early in the year. So maybe he's had this for a little while, maybe a few weeks or so. But the Spurs caught it early. Right? This is not like a regular person who goes and does an annual checkup. This guy goes through checkups regularly, maybe every other week, every month or so. So because of that, they're going to catch things early on, okay? This is a potentially serious condition that is not serious yet. Blood thinners for the next 3 months. And now the question comes up, can the Spurs rely on this guy for 82 games? Is something like normal rest, what do they call it? You know, when they're resting the Spurs players pretty frequently, like Pop used to do with Tim Duncan.
Yeah.
Is that something that he needs? Is he a player that we have to look at him and think to ourselves, you know what? Let's load manage this guy because we don't think we can get the best 82 games out of him. Maybe we can only get 60 games out of him, 65 games out of him, and basically give him a night off once a week. And I wouldn't be against that, Joe, because what we have learned from being Spurs fans, and Pop was the one who brought this up in the NBA 10, 15 years ago, regular season doesn't matter.
No.
Just make the playoffs and make noise.
Playoffs? We talking playoffs with this Spurs squad?
Well, not this year, but I'm saying future years, because this year's lost. Spurs beat the Suns last night. Who cares?
Oh, come on, Mike.
But what I'm saying is for the future, you have to look at this guy and think to yourself, you know what? Maybe we shouldn't have him go out there try to get 75 to 82 games. Maybe we give him normal rest, 1 game a week. There's 4 games this week. Great. He plays 3. There's 3 games this week. Great. He plays 2. Maybe you have to load manage him. And just by saying, look, he's so tall. You know, and we've seen this from other players in the NBA. Hate to say Kawhi Leonard because Kawhi Leonard is something different. That's a degenerative issue going on with his health.
Yeah.
We see like Zion Williamson balls out, but can only play 30 games a year. Right?
Because of the weight issues.
Because
man.
of the weight issue. But you see, but look at Zion Williamson. You're not supposed to be that heavy and that athletic at the same time. That height with that weight and what he's trying to accomplish physically is impossible to do.
Brother's in the wrong sport, man. He should be playing football. If he was playing football, he's the perfect build for that, man.
Yeah. I mean, dude, LeBron should be playing tight end. Probably would have had a
no
Hall
lies.
of Fame tight end. Nah, he wouldn't like to have gotten tackled.
He's too much of a cream puff.
He is, man.
Ouch. They hurt me.
Tavarius on our YouTube stream saying Spurs need to cancel the rodeo road trip and the Paris game. Too much travel. So, I mean, and then the Spurs sometimes play in Mexico City. You know, they kind of go back and forth when it comes to that. I understand why they have the Paris games because Wemby is from France. We're trying to make this an international game.
Yeah.
You know, the Spurs have Mexico City on lock. Spurs have Austin on lock. Spurs now have Paris on lock. We're the international team. I get it. But we cannot treat this guy like Tim Duncan early on in his career. We got to treat this guy more like Sean Elliott after getting his condition, right?
Yeah,
he is somebody who's going to be susceptible, maybe not to injury, but susceptible to illness, susceptible to other things. And I think the Spurs fans got shook by that yesterday.
Yeah.
Should I apologize for making a bad joke yesterday? No.
You know what you said.
If they had said that he had it in his heart or had it in his lung and that his career was being threatened, I wouldn't have made that joke.
You
right?
would have said good.
I wouldn't have made that joke. But they're like, we caught it early. He's going to be fine. He's going to have blood thinners. The season's over. Then you know what? I was talking as a Spurs fan, not as a man. Okay? That's all I'm saying. But as the Spurs go on, JHNSB saying, Mike, you're not describing a generational player right now. I see what you're saying. And and I really highly respect your trolling on this podcast. Your troll game is strong. But the thing is that the talent is generational. The talent will be generational. It's whether the durability is generational. It's two different things. We have a new name up there. I haven't seen Justin R. What's he got to say? He says, don't apologize. I didn't apologize.
It wasn't a bad joke, Jesse A.
Well, because of course not, because these are my people, right? Area 210 podcast. These are my people. By the way, not only are we live right now on YouTube, but we made a reappearance on Facebook today.
Yeah, we're trying to see if we can make a reappearance on the X, but the X is kind of dumb when it comes to live streaming, dude. I don't know if it's working or not. I tried, you know?
Yeah.
Hey, but you know what? Shout out to our boy over at MCS General Contracting. Gonna go ahead and show the love for them right there because the chat is powered by MCS General Contracting. Look what I got in the mail. Thank you, Leha.
Oh, we have hoodies. I mean, not hoodies.
Send me a little
we
beanie.
have beanies.
Send me an MCS beanie. Got it in the mail yesterday. Appreciate you, brother.
Very, very, very nice. No, this is exciting times, man. 210-774-9155. We'll show them more love later on the show. But I'm excited about what we're doing here at the Area 210 podcast. This is a good show, dude. This is a very, very, very good show. We do the sports, we do the pop culture, we do all of that. Joe, I cannot wait to talk pop culture with you later on because last night I went to Flicks.
No.
And guess what movie I saw, Joe?
Captain America.
I did.
Oh, why, bro? I told you it was no good. You should have got your money back. Hopefully, at least you had a good meal and you had something to drink.
We'll get into it.
You know?
So you've seen the movie already?
Oh, yeah. I saw it last weekend. It was total garbage. It was like a bad episode of Falcon and the Winter Soldier. It just didn't feel right, man. There was bad acting, bad script, and then they had reshoots. So you could really see where the reshoots took place, right? Because you're watching a movie, Mike, and then all of a sudden you're like, what the hell is this? You know, it's like a completely different scene just thrown right in your face. You're like, this movie makes zero sense, dude.
We're going to get into it later on in the show.
Hot mess.
We're going to get into it later on in the show. Oh, my goodness. Spurs last night do get a win out there in Austin as one of our home games up there in Austin in the 5-1-2. People were complaining about the fact that the crowd seemed to be kind of out of it. But it was a good game against the Suns. The Spurs getting the win out there. The return of Kevin Durant to Austin.
Why is Kevin Durant so mad, dude? The
Yeah.
brother wants to throw hands.
So the best part about yesterday's game, as the Spurs won 120 to 109, best part of the game was the fact that people were like, why aren't we playing Bismack Biyombo?
Spurs legend, Bismack Biyombo. They're already acting like this guy's the second coming of David Robinson, man. Come on.
Why don't we play him? The dude started. 16 minutes. But here's the thing about the Spurs last night. It was a family affair yesterday. The Spurs shot 37% from three. But look at this. Spurs had 7 players in double figures, paced by De'Aaron Fox with 26.
Oh, I thought you were showing it on screen.
I actually am. Maybe it's something going on with that. But the Spurs had 7 players in double figures. The 2 players that weren't in double figures, Joe, Barnes and Biyombo, had 8 points. That would have been cool if all 9 were double figures. We were almost there. Spurs go on to win 120 to 109. Fact of the matter is that Castle had 10 points. Keldon Johnson and De'Aaron Fox came up big in the fourth quarter. It was getting kind of close there at some point, but the Spurs pulled away. Jeremy Sohan with a strong performance last night with 12 points, 5 of 8 shooting. De'Aaron Fox, it's your team, baby. It's your team. 26 points, 9 rebounds, 7 assists, 2 steals, 2 blocks.
Look at that. I fixed it here on the fly.
Very nice.
We're back.
But, Joe, I'm not surprised by the fact that the Spurs got this win to go to 24 and 29 on the season. Not surprised because it's the emotions of the game, right? What happens before somebody dies every once in a while? There's a rush of adrenaline.
Jeez.
Right? It happens.
It happens when you shoot a deer. You go out hunting, right? You shoot them, and then they take off for like 120 yards or something. You got to go find them.
Right. That's the Spurs last night. Rush of adrenaline. Win one for Wemby, right? They played a Suns team that's not that good. Similar record as the Spurs. They're 26 and 29 versus 24 and 29.
Yeah.
Similar records. So that being said, Spurs winning this game is not like, oh my God, I can't believe they won. You know, they played an average team, a below average team, and they beat them. It was good. De'Aaron Fox was the best player on the court yesterday. So it's nice to see Fox develop. Reports coming out saying that Fox is more than likely going to sign an extension with the Spurs. Does that make it more difficult to sign that extension if Wemby is questionable when it comes to his long-term health prognosis? We shall see. Alex bringing up the point that the Spurs had 13 steals yesterday. One of those steals, actually 2 of those steals, belonged to Chris Paul. And Chris Paul became the second highest career steals leader in NBA history. He ain't going to beat John Stockton, though, man. John Stockton's so far ahead right now. But Chris Paul getting second place all time.
Yeah, we're going to go ahead and show that here on the screen, too. There he is. There's the graphic.
So how many steals does he have now for his career?
2,685. John Stockton is up there at 3,265. There ain't no way he's catching him, dude. Arguably, this is Chris Paul's like last hurrah, right?
Right.
This is it. I don't see him coming back for another season.
So here's what I found funny about it all. I was looking up Chris Paul. Chris Paul is second all-time to steals behind who? John Stockton, right?
Yep.
Chris Paul is number 2 all-time in assists behind who? John Stockton. Okay? People don't realize, I guess people now realize now because Not Like Us by Kendrick Lamar references John Stockton, right? John Stockton had like the most incredible stat line of all time. He's one of the best players of all time in the NBA. I'm not going to say he's top 10, but he's probably top 30 when it comes to it all. LeBron James is 4th. I was going through this list of all-time assist leaders. John Stockton, number 1. He's 3,600 higher than Chris Paul right now. Jason Kidd is 3rd. LeBron James is 4th and coming on strong right now. But I'm going through the list, Joe. I wanted to see where Tony Parker was. Tony Parker is 21st with 7,036 assists. But what made me laugh about the top 25 list, Joe, is that at number 25 with 6,726 assists for his career was 5'3" Muggsy Bogues.
Damn.
I was not familiar with your game, sir.
Muggsy Bogues.
I remember you being around for a long time, but you're number 25 all time in NBA history in assists? How did I not realize this? Back in 1990, For Charlotte, Muggsy Bogues averaged 10.7 assists per game.
How tall was his brother? Like 5'8"?
5'3".
Oh God.
He was 5'3".
Talk about sneaky athletic.
Sneaky athletic. I mean, we remember Spud Webb because of the being 5'7", winning the slam dunk competition, deservedly so.
Yeah.
But we go back in time and see the stat line that is Muggsy Bogues. 5'3", Joe. Muggsy Bogues.
Look at Sean.
Did you realize that?
I didn't realize that, man.
So, maybe we have some what's it called? Young people who watch this show, right? I'm gonna look up some highlights here on YouTube real fast. So you can show my screen.
Yeah.
Muggsy Bogues, all 5'3" of him back in the day when Jordan was playing. That to Vince Carter. Look at this. Look at that steal. Look at him go. Look at him go past Bylam Beer. Courtesy of the NBA, by the way. Look at this dude. We'll never see anything like it again, man. Muggsy Bogues just. Is that Larry Johnson?
Man.
That grandmama?
Yeah. 5'3" of them.
Passing it up and down the court. That Kendall Gill. Look at this. This is not sped up. The dude was just fast. Canova Fist says all he can do is dish. I'm gonna look at the stats. Look at that wraparound assist. 5'3".
Look at Sean's trolling you, man. Rumor has it Mike beat him 1-on-1.
No, he beat me, but it was 10-8. Oh my goodness. Look at this. This is so much fun. Look at that, Pat. Look at that. Come on. Muggsy Bogues was not familiar with your game. So when the question was said, or the point was made, that he all he could do was dish. What was his stat line for a career? He was a career. Oh my God, his 3-point shooting was garbage. 27% from 3 for his career.
He's too small, man.
He averaged 889 games played, 889. 7.7 points, 7.6 assists. Most points per game he had. Let's see here. Was 11.1 for Charlotte back in 1995.
Look at what Jesse A says. All these are highlights of Mike playing against Tim Duncan at LA Fitness.
Dude, it was racquetball and fitness. Get it right.
La Fitness.
So very, very, very interesting going on. But Spurs got the win yesterday. Back in action again tonight, aren't they, against the Pistons there at the Moody Center? See if they can make it 2 in a row. Pistons come in 29-26. The Pistons are actually favored to win this game by 4.5 points. A lot of San Antonio fans went over there to Austin to the Moody to go watch. Would you consider going to the Moody to watch a game? Maybe not tonight, but in future years.
The weather was better. Yeah, I'd probably go in just to check it out. But here's the problem that I have. This is why I have trust issues, right, with sports teams, right? Spurs, they probably knew what was going on with Wemby, right? Right after the All-Star break. They probably been sitting on this information for a little bit, right, Mike?
Yeah.
So what happens? They don't come out and say anything right away. Why? Think to yourself, why would they not say anything sooner? Because they knew the day of, we're going to announce when the Spurs are going to go play against, because they want to go ahead and what?
Sell out the arena.
Sell out the arena. They want to make sure that they go ahead and make the almighty dollar, dude.
This reminded me of when I went to Las Vegas to go watch the Rolling Stones perform, and they canceled the show before the performance.
Yeah.
Like 10 hours before the show, they canceled it. By the way, Redbird's Junkie, when I was showing the video of Muggsy Bogues, says, what in a Make-A-Wish Foundation did I just tune into? 5'3" guy just running up and down the court.
But the Spurs wanting to go ahead and ensure that ticket sales are high, right, before they make the announcement.
Hand of the Fist saying Moody is nicer than the Frost. I don't agree. I mean, the Moody's fine. It's a newer building, but it's not an NBA building by any stretch of the imagination.
Sergey, you called him Wemby Ganas, and that's funny. How everybody always says that we say Wemby Ganas, and it's a slide to Wemby himself. No, it's talking about the team as a whole. When they don't go ahead and produce, they don't go out there and play with heart, and they get themselves blown out the water because of a lack of effort. That's Wemby Ganas.
The Spurs right now, if the season was to end and all things were to hold the form, with the ping pong balls and everything, Spurs would be picking number 10 and 11 because that Atlanta pick went from 15 to 11 overnight because Atlanta lost yesterday. Atlanta at 26 and 30, Spurs at 24 and 29. If the Spurs, the best case scenario for a tank for the Spurs is the Spurs sliding into the 6th spot. Okay, because the Spurs right now are about 5 games behind Philadelphia. But the Spurs could only win like maybe 5 or 6 more games the rest of the year.
Yeah.
And they're showing some heart right now. Hey, Joe, why is it that all of these people who have been talking crap about Mitch Johnson, where are they out today? They lose Wemby for the season. He rallies the team, gets them going, and the Spurs pull out a victory there in Austin against the Phoenix Suns. Where are they at now? Where are the Mitch Johnson haters right now? Where you at?
You were one of them.
I mean, I'm not a Mitch Johnson hater. I've been saying that he needs to be coach of this team for a full season.
No, you were saying that he wasn't all that.
Dude, I've been saying that I want him to have a full offseason, that I want him to have the free agency, the draft. I want him to have a whole legit season. Mitch Johnson yesterday did a good job. Handle Fist saying, MJ Captain already. I don't believe he's been to the Moody. I went to the Moody to watch the Spurs play the T-Wolves the first year that they went out to Austin 2 years ago. So very nice. So Mitch came up big. Yesterday. Where are the haters at? Where are the Mitch Johnson haters at?
What does that saying goes? How does that saying go? Even the sun shines on the dog ass some days, right?
Right.
That's what happened yesterday.
No, man. Because it happened on the right day.
Yeah.
The right day to happen is when bad news breaks. That's when
they played inspired basketball, but are they going to do this consistently?
Dude, the Spurs right now are 24 and 29. And the fact of the matter is that I think Mitch Johnson, I'm not going to say Mitch Johnson's doing an A+ job. He's doing a solid
They're going to wet the bed against the Pistons, bro.
They probably will. Pistons are a pretty good team.
I'm telling you, man.
The Pistons are a pretty good team. They're not a bad team. Now, someone who is playing bad that we need to get into. Luka Doncic, not playing so well. Have you seen his stat lines since he's been traded to the Lakers?
Well, look at who he has there. He has what's his LeBron James?
14 points, 16 points, 14 points, and then a sit out.
Why?
DNP.
Why?
I don't know, dude. He is averaging 14.5 points per game as a member of the Lakers. His shooting is 16 for 45. Basically 35%. I know he's been hurt this year, but you see the highlights of LeBron James hogging the ball and Luka Doncic by himself in the corner, not even covered, not even defended. He's just sitting there at the 3-point line like it's a black hole over there.
That's what happens when you play with Bron, man. What do you think's going to happen to you?
I think Bron's intimidated by Luka.
Bron's washed, dude. He's already up there in age. Dude, Father Time's undefeated. I don't care how good he takes care of himself. Sooner or later, man, you're just playing with fire. You're going to pull up blame. You're going to pull your Achilles.
Yeah.
Something's going to happen.
Guess who the Lakers play on Tuesday? Dallas Mavericks.
Where, though? Where?
They're playing in L.A.
Oh, okay.
They're playing in L.A. But still, meantime, the Dallas Mavericks are doing well without Anthony Davis and without Luka Doncic. How is that possible? How is it that they're doing better? I mean, I know it's only been a couple of weeks.
Hey, same thing can happen with the Spurs. Maybe they look better without Wemby for a couple games here. They played inspired basketball.
Yeah.
Everybody's actually having to do something now, right? They have to get involved. They have to play at a high clip in order to give themselves a chance.
I agree. Tonight, you have NBA action. The Knicks are taking on the Cleveland Cavaliers. You have Memphis against Orlando, Miami and Toronto. Again, Detroit taking on the Spurs. The Mavericks are hosting the Pelicans today. The Rockets are in action against the T-Wolves. Oklahoma City travels to Utah. Golden State travels to Sacramento. The Spurs right now, when it comes to it all, what are we cheering for, Joe? We're cheering for tanking at this point.
It's a soft tank, Mike.
Kind of. I think it's a full-on tank now, Joe. There's no Wemby. And I agree with you. It was inspired basketball yesterday. But then they're gonna come out and they're gonna come after Mitch Johnson because the Spurs are gonna go like 7-20 the rest of the way. And they're
Yeah.
gonna be like, well, we need a new coach. No, we don't. We need Mitch Johnson to get to see what he's able to do.
Yeah,
We haven't seen it yet.
You know what happened the other day, right? Spurs fans, wanting to be like Shams Charania. Coach Pop was spotted at the team's practice facility. He's coming back right away. He was at the practice facility. Why? Because he probably got word of what happened with Wemby, went over there to talk with the young man, right?
I was hello. I was at the Spurs Club a couple of days ago. And so I was at the Spurs Club the other day, and I hadn't been in about a month.
Yeah.
And I went over there, and I saw that the guy, the new announcer for the Spurs, what's his name?
Jacoby?
Yeah. Yes. I saw him there.
Yeah.
I was like, hey, it's pretty cool that he's here. Then I'm working there. I'm on my computer, and I look over to my left, and I see this short guy. I'm like, who's this short guy? Maybe he's not short. He just appeared short.
Yeah.
With what he was wearing. It was Brian Wright. I was like, Brian Wright was just stood next to me for like 10 minutes. And he was just having a conversation with the Spurs fans and whatnot.
Yeah.
And I didn't realize Brian Wright was short.
Yeah, he's not very tall.
What is this? How tall is he?
I don't know, 5'10", 5'11".
I mean, he's about my height. I could be wrong. I was sitting down the entire time. Look at Brian Wright's height. He's 5'9".
There you go.
He's 5'9". I was like, dude, we're about the same height. Hey, guess what's going on this weekend, Joe?
What's going on?
We are celebrating 2,000 YouTube subscribers Saturday night. That's going to be tomorrow night over at the Hidden Tavern on West Avenue.
You know what's funny? I told my sister-in-law about this, right? And she's like, where's it at? The Hidden Tavern. No, you can tell me. The Hidden Tavern. That's the name of my brother-in-law is looking at her like, what's wrong with you? He's telling you the name of the place. And she's like, oh.
So you can come hang out with us, hang out with Joe. I will be there. We're not canceling. And by the way, Joe, I'm looking at the weather app.
Yeah.
All week long, it's been saying it's going to be rainy and crappy all weekend long. Chances of rain for Saturday went away. It's going to be cold. It's going to be about 40 degrees when it comes time for karaoke time.
Yeah.
But it'll be dry. It's just going to be cold. The question becomes, what do I karaoke, Joe? That is the thing.
Teddy swims.
Teddy swims. Yeah, like I have his pipes.
You can sing some Teddy. You can't sing some Teddy?
Dude, no one can sing Teddy.
Why not?
No one can.
Why?
Because everyone sucks compared to him.
Oh, my.
Yeah, I'm going to sing I Lose Control. No. It's funny.
Give us a couple bars.
No. I'd rather not.
Come on.
It's just Diet Coke in here. There's no Crown in here.
I can change that real quick.
But you know what's so funny about karaoke is that there are anthems to karaoke, right? So my girlfriend Francesca is under the belief that you go over there to get the crowd amped up, right? You don't sing what you want to sing. You sing what the crowd wants to hear. Others go up there and say, well, I want to sing my song. Like there are people who go up there and sing like, songs from, I don't know, from musicals and stuff like that. These obscure songs. But Joe, some of the most singable are like Bon Jovi. Everyone knows a Bon Jovi song, right?
Yeah.
Journey is really popular.
Journey.
I mean, these are the ones. And then when it comes to R&B, the Bobby Browns, the Belle Biv DeVoe's,
Yeah.
the Usher songs, all hit pretty hard. Do you want to sing a song, Joe, that everybody knows, or a song that you know personally that you can get into because you just know it, you like it?
I don't know. Probably just something that I like. I could give a damn what everybody else likes. I like what I like. I like acoustic versions of like "Don't Look Back in Anger" from Oasis, done by Portugal the Man.
Okay, so you mentioned Oasis. So
Yeah.
Francesca and I were over at we were in Barbados a couple months ago in December, and we went to a karaoke bar inside of the all-inclusive resort.
Yeah.
And somebody went up there to go sing Oasis, and no one cared.
They give a damn.
Okay, Oasis is great. Don't Look Back in Anger. Champagne Supernova, Wonderwall, all of that stuff is great. But guess what? When it comes to listening to it at karaoke, no one cares.
No one cares.
No one cares. You can't get into it.
What do you got to do? Make a splash with something what? Popular or what?
Well, no, it's something that people sing along to, because it's not like when you say "Don't Look Back in Anger." It's a great song.
Yeah.
You sing that to yourself in the car. You don't sing that with other people.
Who cares to sing with other people? Just sing what you want to sing, man.
Well, I mean, that's the thing. And half the people out there do that. They just sing what they want to sing, which is fine. Like, I'll give you an example. One of my favorite songs from the 90s. I mean, the band's all right, but I like the song Motorcycle Drive-By by Third Eye Blind.
Okay.
I could play it at karaoke.
Nobody
I would
cares.
love the song, but nobody would care. It's kind of like I sang Spaceman by The Killers one time. And it was because the DJ put it on there. He goes, I said, put on The Killers. And he put down Spaceman. I looked at him and I said, no one cares about this song. Sing Mr. Brightside, or Somebody Told Me, or
what's that
Human.
Scene?
They would get it.
It's that scene out of Jurassic Park with Newman. You know, that guy, that
Yeah.
big guy. Nobody cares. Everybody's around. Nobody cares. You know?
Oh, yeah.
Nobody cares.
Nobody cares.
Say his name. Nobody cares.
Sam Salinas says, come on, Mike, come on. You know damn well it's the shower, not the car. I don't sing in the shower, Joe. I watch TikToks in the shower. I don't sing anymore in the shower. Who sings in the shower?
Sure as hell ain't me. You're not doing cochinos in the shower, Mike?
Huh?
You're not doing cochinos in the shower?
Oh, no, I got Chica for that.
God.
So next week we have some issues coming up next week. First of all, next week we have a Monday. Can't do the show on Monday.
Okay.
I have my mediation meeting at court on Monday. Thursday and Friday, I will be in Charlotte. I'm going to see if I can do the show from over there. I'm going to take my stuff, but we shall see. I've got a business trip to Charlotte, North Carolina. So next week might be revolving guests here on the Area 210 podcast.
Who watches TikTok in the shower? That's what I'm saying. How do you watch TikTok in the shower? You have to have like a special device or something to put your phone in? Or
no, I've got that little ledge there where I keep all the see, okay, here's the trick. You have the little ledge, right? He watches the Chevy girls in the shower. Wow.
Cochino. I knew it.
Oh.
You're
What were their names again?
Dickie?
Jess is one.
Thicky.
And the other, I forgot the other one.
Hell, I know. Dude.
That's kind of funny. Let's give some love to Jeff Garcia from Locked On Spurs and Ken's 5, bringing you that content from the silver and black on a daily basis.
Locked On Spurs is your daily Spurs podcast, hosted by Jeff Garcia, the lead Spurs writer for Ken's 5 San Antonio. Jeff has a healthy plethora of guests all the time on the Locked On Spurs podcast. You can also follow Jeff on Threads at Jeff G Ken's 5 SA. You can also follow Jeff on Twitter at Jeff G Spurs Zone. So make sure you go ahead and give Jeff a follow, not only on Threads and Twitter, but also on YouTube at youtube.com/@Locked On Spurs. This is where you're going to be able to find the replay of the Locked On Spurs podcast. Make sure to like, subscribe, and share.
I subscribe on Spotify and YouTube, and you should too. On Jeff G Spurs Zone on Twitter, he has interviews with the Spurs. Mitch Johnson saying, I thought our physicality and resistance was at the appropriate level, talking about last night's Spurs victory over the Suns, 120-109 at the Moody in Austin. They have conversations about Devin Booker and Chris Paul and the Suns not making a trade back in the day when they could have. Lots of content from Jeff Garcia on Locked On Spurs and Ken's 5. Again, follow him on Twitter and Threads at Jeff G Spurs Zone. Want to talk pop culture, Jeff? I mean, Joe?
Sure, why not?
All right, so I watched it last night. Went to the flicks, and I watched Captain America, Brave New World. Now, according to Rotten Tomatoes, it's getting 49%. That means that 51% more people hate the movie than like the movie. Here's the problem I have. Anthony Mackie is the lead, so we now have an African-American Captain America with a Latino sidekick. Joe, I know nothing about the Marvel Universe. Is this a Marvel movie?
Yeah, it's part of the MCU, Marvel Cinematic Universe.
Okay, I know nothing about it. I don't know the lore.
Zero knowledge going in, right?
I know Chris Evans
Yeah.
was Captain America for a few movies. He died.
No, he didn't die.
He didn't die. I don't know. He was. I don't know. He saw him in Deadpool for a minute. He died in Deadpool.
Yeah.
Deadpool Wolverine.
Yeah.
Spoiler alert. So how does it work to be Captain America? Is he just a soldier who happens to have a lot of cool shit around him, kind of like Batman?
He's not a super powered human, right? He's just a guy in
He's
a
got
suit.
gadgets, kind of like Batman.
Kind of like Iron Man, right? They got gadgets. They got a suit, right?
Okay, there's a good one. I've never seen an Iron Man movie.
Iron Man is good. Iron Man's a good
Well,
one.
I like Robert Downey Jr., so I'll give it a chance.
That's a good one. Like, start with the first
I like Jon
one.
Favreau as well.
Yeah, start with the first one. Great films, Iron Man.
Okay.
Part 1, great. Part 2, Part 3,
Okay, so I've been told that there's a certain thing, that there's the villain, there's the superhero, and then there's the anti-hero.
Yeah.
Right? So the superheroes are the Supermans of the world. They do everything the right way.
Yeah.
Then you have the anti-hero. The anti-hero, kind of like Ant-Man, kind of like Kick-Ass was an anti-hero. Just somebody who's on the right side, on the right team for good, but they do stupid shit, right? They do things their own way. Is Captain America a superhero, or is Captain America an anti-hero?
He's a hero, right? A hero figure, should I say. And that's the thing with Captain America. Captain America is something, that will inspire you, bring you hope, right? To believe in something bigger than yourself, right? Like, hey, there's this guy that's representing the little guy, just the everyday average Joe, but look at what happened. He was able to rise up and become this bigger than life character, right? So he's inspiring to other people. So that's why they have him out there donning the red, white, and blue, all American kind of thing, But he's not super powered. Like in this film, to be a super soldier, like, Captain America, you have to have taken a serum, right? So he hasn't done that.
Mm-hmm.
He hasn't taken a serum to become a superhuman, right? He's just a guy in a suit, fighting crime, going on missions and whatnot. And if you're big into the MCU, like I was, at a time, to me, like one of the best films was probably going to be Captain America and the Winter Soldier.
Okay.
Now that is like a really good film. I'm like, that was the one that came out before this one, right? Oh no, it was another one. They had another one. Sorry about that. Civil War, right? And then they had this film. So this is the fourth.
Do you
one.
think that there's just too many?
No, I just think what's happening is that what Marvel is doing is they kind of run out of ideas. They have no idea really what they're wanting to do now. And now they just are like convoluted. It's a hot mess. Nothing really makes sense. The quality of the movies that they've been releasing after Endgame have all taken a dive. After Endgame was the pinnacle. Then after that, everything else was nothing but crap. All the films have been crap. Mm-hmm. Captain Marvel, crap. The Celestials, crap. Ant-Man, crap. Everything's been crap. They kind of go ahead and hype it up, hey, it's going to be really good. Even the Black Panther sequel that came out, nothing but garbage, bro.
Well, okay, so I never saw any of the Chris Evans versions of it all.
Yeah.
Right? I knew he was Captain America. I remember Chris Evans from Not Another Teen Movie back in the day.
Yeah.
He played the quarterback, right?
Yeah.
So people are saying that I'm not the one to talk about all this. Joe, I'm gonna be honest with you. I enjoyed the movie because I had no other point of reference. I believe that if Harrison Ford's in a movie, it's gonna be good. And I like Anthony Mackie.
Yeah.
I remember Anthony Mackie was in a movie with Matt Damon back in the day. I like Anthony Mackie. I wonder if the 51% of people who say they didn't like the movie, if they actually saw it, or if they're just pissed off that there's a black Captain America. Because I think that's what it is. It wasn't a bad movie, Joe. I'm not saying that I was like, I thought it was great.
Man, this movie was garbage, bro.
Well, but I don't have anything to compare it to.
Yeah, but going in blind, you thought it was
But going in blind, I thought it was fine.
Nah, it was.
Harrison Ford's a great actor still.
Nah.
Harrison Ford's a great actor.
Nah.
Anthony Mackie's a good actor. They had Latino sidekick.
No.
I was kind of digging it. A little bit of everything. The only one I didn't like was that short chick.
Oh.
They could have had somebody different.
No. Say what it is, Mike. Say what it is. Call a spade a spade.
She was she was ugly and squirrely.
You wanted somebody hotter. I knew exactly what you're gonna say.
Like, what was her purpose?
Uh,
Like, is she a recurring character in this universe?
Mike, oh man, she wasn't hot enough for me.
I mean, was Sydney Sweeney not available? Why do we have this 4'7" chick?
Oh God, bro! I knew Cochino talk was gonna come out of you sooner or later, man.
We'll
Cochino,
talk more
bro.
pop culture on the other side, but yeah, I mean, I'm not gonna say that I thought it was the greatest movie, but I hadn't even seen a trailer, Joe. So the reveal at the end, had no idea. Had no idea.
Look,
Garrett coming out and saying that the last Indiana Jones movie was crap.
it was crap, dude.
I remember Bill Simmons from The Ringer, formerly of Grantland and ESPN.com, used to say that Tim Duncan was the Harrison Ford of basketball players, and the Harrison Ford was the Tim Duncan of actors. Basically saying that there's no fall off. Harrison Ford, when you look at it, is Harrison Ford the greatest actor of our lifetime?
No, bro. He's all right.
Dude, no. I would say this. Harrison Ford.
The Fugitive.
If there was... My favorite Harrison Ford movie is The Fugitive.
It's a good movie, dude.
It's a great movie.
Yeah. Air Force
if,
One.
If there's a Mount Rushmore, I'm 47 years old,
Yeah.
right? Since 1977, the year I was born. So even go back 3 more years beyond that, 50 years, right? 1975 to 2025. Last 50 years.
Yeah.
If there was a Mount Rushmore of actors right now, who would the Mount Rushmore of actors be? Because I would tell you this much. Harrison Ford would be one of them.
Choose your fighter. Kevin Costner versus Harrison Ford.
Harrison Ford all day, every day.
Really?
Yeah.
All right.
His IMDb is massive. Is massive. He's Han Solo, for crying out loud. Even I know that's a big deal. He's Han Solo. He's Indiana Jones. The Fugitive. He's Richard Kimball. He was in Witness.
You got a man crush on Harrison Ford?
No, what I'm saying is that he doesn't have bad movies. Blade Runner. I mean, he was in so many.
Have you
different
watched
things.
Blade Runner?
I've seen one of them.
The original.
Yeah. So you look at Harrison Ford movies. I'm going to look at his ranked movies. Right. This is according to Rotten Tomatoes. Harrison Ford ranked movies. They have as his number 1 ranked movie of all time by Rotten Tomatoes. 96%. The Fugitive.
No love for Denzel. Denzel's a hell of an actor.
Well, we need to have 2. Okay, so let's go through this real fast. By the way, his top 10 movies include Empire Strikes Back, The Force Awakens, Raiders of the Lost Ark, A New Hope, Witness, Blade Runner, the other Blade Runner, Presumed Innocent. He was in all the Indiana Jones movies. He was in Working Girl with Melanie Griffith back in the day. Clear and Present Danger, Air Force One, Get Off My Plane. I don't know, man. The Patriot Games. It's got a lot of good movies, Joe. So we're doing Mount Rushmore of the last 50 years of male actors only. Harrison Ford belongs on that list.
Okay. What about Denzel?
No.
Come on, Mike. No Denzel.
We're talking head versus heart. In heart, yes. Head, no.
Why?
Because he's not in the top 4 actors the last 50 years.
Oh, Mike.
Harrison Ford is a bona fide Hall of Famer.
I think
year
you're going
one
with your heart,
first
bro.
year. No, because I don't care about Star Wars.
Denzel's a good actor. Bro.
Denzel's an incredible actor.
But he don't belong on the Mount Rushmore.
Denzel's kind of melded in the last 10 years.
Robert Redford.
No.
Old ass Robert Redford.
Tom Hanks.
Yeah, Tom Hanks is a very versatile actor, bro.
I mean, Tom Hanks. Philadelphia was a great movie. He did that with Denzel Washington. Both were great.
I still remember him in Bosom Buddies.
Bosom Buddies, Bachelor Party,
Bachelor
right?
Party.
But even the Splash, but then the Forrest Gump and all that stuff.
What was the other one that he did? Big. Remember Big?
Big
from back
was
in the 80s?
great.
Yeah.
So Tom Hanks, are you agree?
Yeah, Tom Hanks. Put him up there.
I mean, even Sully, as bad of a movie that was a good movie.
I'm the captain now.
Captain Phillips. We all had. There's always that
bro.
dud. He was in The Terminal. The Terminal sucked ass. That's one of the worst movies of all time. Even though Catherine Zeta-Jones is in it, right?
They say Mike's on crack. Yeah, man.
So we have Harrison Ford, Tom Hanks. I'm gonna give you another Tom, Joe. Tom Cruise.
Tom, no, bro, no, man.
Dude, Dude,
Tom
you
Cruise
put Tom Cruise's,
he's a bad actor though, man.
but
He just does action flicks.
But it's still dude, if we're doing acting, it'd be like Ray Fine. It'd be like
You're putting him on the Mount Rushmores because they deserve to be up there.
Of the last 50 years. Yes,
he's all right.
Chris Gonzalez saying Money Pit with Tom Hanks. Dude, I mean, from Risky Business, All the Right Moves, to the Top Gun movies, Cocktail. I mean, there's so many movies he's been in that have been great. I loved Interview with the Vampire. That was a great movie with Brad Pitt back in the day. Joe, I'm sorry. Those three, I believe, are shoo-ins, Joe. I believe those three right there have automatic bids to Mount Rushmore.
Bids. Your list sucks, bro.
Number 4, Joe, we can get a little bit feisty with that one. We want to say Denzel Washington. I'm okay with that.
No, you said he wasn't good enough.
What I'm saying is that he's in the fighting position for that, right? If you want to say Leonardo DiCaprio, you could. If you want to say maybe Matt Damon, you could. There is do you know who else belongs in that list, Joe?
Who?
And I'm gonna say that I'm gonna have him at 4 for right now until someone proves me otherwise. Eddie Murphy.
Look at this, Mike. They're putting Tony on the list. Says Mike is mentioning actors that he has a bromance.
Yes, I have a bromance with 80-year-old Harrison Ford. Eddie Murphy, Joe. Exactly. Hendo Fist is going, we're not talking about thespians here, right? Like Daniel Day-Lewis, Gary Oldman. MJ just picking box office dudes. That's exactly what I'm saying. Who are the biggest actors of the last 50 years?
What about
because Christian Bale would be up there. I think Christian Bale is the best actor in all of
Arnold Schwarzenegger, right, Sylvester Stallone. No.
Stallone over Schwarzenegger, because Rocky alone gets you there, and Rocky came out in 1977.
But what about the Predator? Get to that chopper.
I know. True Lies.
Hey, True Lies is a good one.
What can I say? I'm a spy.
Hey, man, True Lies had Jamie Lee Curtis, bro, with those.
With those Curtises.
Mm-hmm.
It also had what's her name? The girl from Wayne's World.
Oh, Tia Carrera. Yeah, she was smoke show, dude. That make Mike go swing.
Remember Tia Carrera in True Lies looks over at Arnold Schwarzenegger and tries to get Jamie Lee Curtis pissed off by saying, "You remember that weekend we spent together?" And he's like, "It's all lies. It's all lies."
You know he banged her, dude.
Who was hotter in that movie, Tia Carrera or Jamie Lee Curtis?
Jeez, dude.
Choose your fighter.
Oh man, I'd probably say Tia, man. She's taller. She got them legs for days, bro.
Who's I think that was Tony O'Neill saying Mike likes Mark Wahlberg. Dude, Mark Wahlberg's IMDb is pretty stellar, man. Can we go over this?
Oh no, dude. Why?
You know what? Mark Wahlberg being top 20 of the last 50 years is not out of question, Joe. You don't think he's a top 20 actor the last 20 years?
No.
I'm not saying by skill. He's not Christian Bale. He played with Christian Bale.
He has a very limited range, dude. Like he's best suited for comedy.
Dude, guess what? AC/DC had limited range, right? But they're still an all-time great band.
I'm just saying, like, his forte is like comedy, dude. Like his comedic timing is great.
Okay, so first of all, he was in the Ted movies.
Yeah, he was.
Invincible, The Italian Job, Lone Survivor, Daddy's Home. The Other Guys.
That one is a funny ass movie.
Patriots Day, Deepwater Horizon, The Fighter, which is amazing, The Departed, Boogie Nights, which is amazing, and
Don't forget Planet of the Apes.
I'm not saying that he's a thespian, because even he would say that he's not. Because you could also say The Rock.
Oh, The Rock's a bad actor, though, bro.
I mean, Vin Diesel could be a top 20 actor of the last 50 years.
Man.
I'm not saying best actor. I'm just saying greatest actor.
No, you can't put The Rock in freaking, what's his name? Vin Diesel up there. That guy, no, man.
Okay, so who's your Mount Rushmore? Top 4 last 50 years. Male edition.
I like Christian Bale. I think he's a very good actor.
See, Christian Bale's great, but give me the 10 best movies he's been in. We've all seen just 3. We've seen
ones?
American Psycho.
Batman's.
We've seen The Fighter. We've seen Batman.
Batman's, yeah.
That's the problem. Is that I'm just saying that he is like it's kind of like Terrell Davis. Terrell Davis made the Hall of Fame,
Mm-hmm.
but he only played 6 seasons. Right?
Gotcha.
It's all-time great performances,
Mm-hmm.
limited number of roles.
Yeah, like even Anthony Hopkins, you can say he's a great accomplished actor.
Right.
You know, I think.
But Anthony Hopkins doesn't come out with a good movie every year. He comes out with a good movie every 3 or 4 years.
Gotcha. So you want him to have what movies bangers every year?
That's a great point, Jeff.
I mean, because look at when we were talking about the other actors you named, they haven't come out in movies every single year.
Well,
know?
Tom Hanks. Let's say that. Okay, how about this? You need to have a minimum of 10 good movies, or 8 good movies in a 50-year period.
Yeah.
Because, like, you could look at Matt Damon. I watched a Matt Damon movie last night. I watched Air.
Hey, that's a good film, dude.
Yeah, I hadn't seen it in a while.
That's a good flick.
I was working late. I had to put it on in the background just to have something on in the background.
Yeah.
Got on Amazon Prime. Air with Jason Bateman and with Ben Affleck about the courtship of Nike for Michael Jordan.
Yeah, I saw that when I was actually on a flight flying to Florida.
Yeah.
So that's where I watched the film.
Bruce Willis. I mean, I'm not saying he's going to be up there, but what I'm saying is that he's probably he could be a top 20 actor the last 20 years. Joe, I will say Tom Hanks, Tom Cruise, Harrison Ford, and number 4, until proven otherwise, I'm going to say Eddie Murphy.
Look at, they said no Will Ferrell or Adam Sandler.
It's a very good point on Will Ferrell, dude. Adam Sandler, not really.
Will Ferrell's best comedic movie, low key, the sleeper hit.
Yeah.
Land of the Lost, dude.
I've heard of it. I've never seen it.
Film is funny as hell, man.
Well, the thing about Adam Sandler is that a lot of his movies are no longer box office stuff. He's doing a lot of stuff straight to Netflix.
Yeah.
That one about the diamonds, what was that one called? Where he was a jeweler. Everyone loved that movie. I was like, it's all right.
What's it called?
I don't know what it's called.
I remember when he was on the parlay, he was betting and all that kind of stuff.
I didn't get into that movie. Yeah. I didn't at all.
It was all right.
Edward Norton's is a good one.
Samuel Jackson.
Samuel Jackson is top 10.
You goated Eddie Murphy.
Do you know who else? Oh, you wanna talk about Eddie Murphy? Eddie Murphy, Beverly Hills Cop, Trading Places,
the voice of Donkey,
Shrek.
Yeah.
Just straight up box office.
What about Michael Myers?
Jim Carrey,
dude. Yeah.
I don't know, man. Eddie Murphy is the weakest argument of the 4. Because if you tell me that Tom Hanks is not a Mount Rushmore the last 50 years, you're kidding yourself.
What about Jamie Foxx?
First of all, I think he's one of the most talented people out there.
Your brother can sing, can dance, do it all.
Singing
brother.
and dancing have nothing to do with Mount Rushmore of acting.
He can act too.
He's a good actor. I'm going to say no. I just don't think he has enough bangers. And a lot of the big movies that he's in, he was the second guy on it. Like Collateral.
What about Ray?
Ray was great.
It's a great movie, dude.
Matt Damon. Is he the 4th one? In Good Will Hunting, Rounders, The Martian.
The Martian. You saw the uncut version? No, the director's cut. That's what it was.
I mean, Matt Damon. I mean, he had the Ocean's movies. He's a candidate. He's a candidate for sure. Interstellar. He was Jason Bourne, for crying out loud.
You know what? One person you got to think about too when it comes to action flicks and being an iconic actor, and you haven't mentioned him yet, Bruce Willis.
Oh, I did mention Bruce Willis.
Bruce Willis, man. Yeah,
Bruce Willis had a really good run. I think his peak was above a lot of others from Armageddon.
How did we get introduced to him? Through a series called Moonlighting.
Right?
As a kid, coming out on ABC.
Al Jarreau was singing the theme song.
Yeah.
Sybil
Shepherd, him and Sybil Shepherd.
They had they fought each other because Sybil Shepherd wanted to be the star of the show, and Bruce Willis was the second actor, the second lead, but became the star because of his character.
So you did watch TV. You watched that.
Moonlighting
series.
was one that I did watch.
Yeah,
my family was watching it. Kevin Costner is also on that list of of nominees. Maybe this is our March Madness bracket, Joe.
Yeah. Maybe. I like the hottie bracket though.
Got played out a little bit,
No,
but we could do it again if you want.
You gotta keep it cochino, man.
We got to figure it out. They're saying Wesley Snipes. I'm gonna give another one. The other guy from White Man Can't Jump, Woody Harrelson. Woody Harrelson's been in a lot, Joe. I'm saying that fourth one is up for debate. That's gonna be a poll question for tonight.
Mike's favorite movie, Blood In and Blood Out. You won't watch it. It's too ethnic.
No, I watched it at San Antonio Sports Star when I was doing my Wednesday reviews.
And what did you say? It was garbage.
No, I actually have it right here.
You didn't like it. I bet you didn't like it.
That's with Miklo, right?
Yeah.
Let me see here. I'm gonna provide receipts. I'm gonna provide receipts. I did that. Let's see, Blood In, Blood Out. I gave it a movie review. Oh, here it is. San Antonio Sports Star. I gave the review January 19th, 2022. I gave it an A-.
Blood In, Blood Out.
I gave it an A-. I have receipts. I even tweeted it.
What about American Me?
Did
I don't think you've ever watched that one.
I saw American Me also. I'm gonna go ahead and say that I gave it a I'd say a B+, B or B+. Mike says it's time for Chon Chon. Thanks, Jesse A. Appreciate it.
Oh, can you imagine saying that to Chica? She'll slap your face, bro.
So Chica's gonna be in town for the celebration.
God. Man, I can't wait to talk with her. I'm gonna have fun, dude. I'm gonna tell. Come on, you could tell me. You know, I want to know. Mike's always saying he has Chico the game.
Well, look at this. Look at this food game that I have here, Joe. This is me.
Take a look at it.
Me and Chica at dinner the other day. Oh, how do I lower that? Jeez.
Just go ahead and lower it right there. There you go.
There you go. Here come the sizzling fajitas. Look at. Oh, jeez. Look at how much guacamole that is. That's chingos of guacamole. That is in the Woodlands.
Knowing the prices of food now, that's probably like a $60-$70 plate, man.
Oh, it was. Most definitely.
Because you know how expensive beef is nowadays. Don't even talk about the eggs, you know?
So she'll be out there. Might be bringing some friends. Chris Gonzalez saying Last American Virgin. God, that movie was so sad at the end.
That dude got his heart broken.
And the girl just looked at him like, what?
He's there watching. He's all happy. Opens the door. Oh.
What song is that that's played in the background? That's so sad.
Oh, man.
I'm gonna look that up. Last American Virgin song. Just Once by James Ingram.
Oh my!
Let's give some love to MCS General Contracting. They power our super chat, our chat line on our YouTube stream. MCS General Contracting with the Diamond Heart Concrete.
MCS General Contracting, more than 30 years of combined experience in concrete placement. They are the best in the business. Honest pricing, high quality work. They get going on house foundations, driveways, concrete patio decks. If you want to extend the deck, extend the driveway. If you're a business and you need to put together a slab, a parking lot, or other concrete placement services or sidewalks, reach out to MCS General Contracting at 210-774-9155. They're confident in their skills, so give Chris Leha over at MCS General Contracting a call at 210-774-9155. And thank you for being a sponsor of this show.
That Diamond Heart Concrete, they do a fantastic job. They worked over at my house, Joe. I got some more work done in my house. Not concrete, but I had some electrical work that they sent me a referral on. So not only do they do their job of concrete placement and all that, but they know people who do things.
Oh, yeah, definitely. He's helped me. Chris Leha has helped me out several times, even when the summertime when my AC was on the fritz.
Yeah.
Tell him to send his electrical guy out. Came out that same day. Took care of us, man. Appreciate it.
That's outstanding, man. Yeah. And they do a fantastic job. TMZ is reported right now that Notorious B.I.G.'s mother has died at the age of 72. So Mommy Biggie passed away at the age of 72. Let's see here. Ben Affleck and J-Lo, that's what I was going to get to. Their divorce officially over. They've officially divorced. I had seen that a stat that said that her 6 wedding rings that she has possession of from her 6 marriages, combined $17 million net worth of just jewelry.
It's a lot of money.
Hey, man. It's got to be worth it, right?
I guess. Hey, but you know
Ben
what?
Affleck, we didn't list Ben Affleck as one of the nominees for
What has
Mount
he done
Rushmore.
though? Like what movies kind of like
dude,
really stand out
The
for you?
Town.
Okay, The Town's a good one.
The Town's great. Do you consider Good Will Hunting a Ben Affleck movie or a Matt Damon movie?
It's kind of both of them. I'd say more of it's Matt Damon.
Is Armageddon more of a Bruce Willis movie or is it more of a Ben Affleck movie?
More Bruce Willis.
Okay. Interesting, because Liv Tyler, who was in Armageddon, is in the new movie that we just talked about.
Oh yeah,
the Captain America.
Yeah, that spoiler or warning there, Mike. But you know what? The other movie you can't forget about Ben Affleck being in is the old movie from back in the day, Daredevil.
That's right.
You know,
did that get good reviews?
I guess back in the day, it did.
Jesse A comes out to us and says Good Will Hunting is a Robin Williams movie.
Jeez,
he stole my line.
That was over quick. You know, one thing that I was going to show here is that one of our listeners had DM'd us right on the X. A little bit of nostalgia here, man, for you boys. Let's go ahead and play this. See if we can get it going.
Suit up, San Antonio.
Commerce Bishop Patrick Flores. Suit up and signed up for first season tickets.
Come on, San Antonio, suit up and sign up.
Call now for Spurs season tickets. 224-4611.
Get your season tickets and join our team.
Can you imagine that old commercial? This is from back in the day.
Hemisphere
Arena. Hemisphere Arena was a good, great venue, man, to see a Spurs game. But you know, the Spurs, again, they're shaking everybody down. Like I said, you know, they send me an email. We want you back as a season ticket holder. Come to the Rock. You know, we're going to have an event. It was on Thursday, you know, and I was like, I can't do that. I'm busy working, you know, and I got a promotion at work, as I kind of told you. Can't really say what I do now. But nonetheless, it's like, why am I going to go and pay for season tickets and y'all are going to increase the rates again? And then I know what's going to happen, man.
I mean, death, taxes, and sports tickets getting more expensive. I mean, that's.
I'd rather just go to 3 games a year or something, and then just buy like a skybox ticket. I get the free food and the booze and all that. And I had a good time, you know, whether they win or lose.
It doesn't matter where you are, right? If you're a good company, it's going to be fun to watch.
No, it does matter to me where I'm sitting. I don't want to sit with the peasants, man. I want to be in the skybox.
I know you don't want to be with the peasants, but at the same time, just go to fewer games, man. That's
what I'm saying. 3 games a year, I'll get a skybox ticket, you know, and indulge myself a little bit.
Now, one of the people in there was Bob Salter.
Yeah, from back in the day.
So, Case at 12. I'm going to play something for you guys real fast. I used to work at KSAT from 1994 to 1998. I worked at KSAT, and the thing about it is that my daughter is now works there, and I'm on YouTube right now. And I worked at KSAT when they had this whole special going on involving Instant Replay's birthday. And remember the catchphrase that he would have? The night beat begins right now.
Right now.
So they made fun of it. Let's see if we can play this real fast. This is on YouTube, courtesy of KSAT 12.
New Instant Replay begins. Party begins. Right now.
I wish I could find a clean cut of that one.
Just like me, man.
The night begins.
I've been looking forever for the clip that they used to have from 99.5 Kiss. And I'm friends with like the great John Lyle and Han and all them, you know, on Facebook and whatnot. And I've been reaching out to them, telling them, do you all have an audio clip of that little drop they used to do on Fridays where it says, it's Friday and we don't give a damn. I cannot find that sound drop anywhere. Everybody knows it's iconic, right? And they have like the old videos and from old clips from the show up, but you cannot find that audio drop, man. I want that drop.
My favorite from back in the day, Lau
Yeah.
and Han, is when they would say, "And now, time for news from abroad." Thanks, guys. This girl would then say the news.
Or the funny one was it they would have the little skit they used to do with Yolanda Salvador, right? And it
Yeah.
was like talking with Yolanda, and she was in the cell, the prison cell, with the lechuza and the donkey lady and all this stuff. It was like a skit they used to do.
Yeah.
It was funny, dude. Or
That's
Carmen, you know, all this
Carmen,
stuff.
yeah.
A bunch of things they used to do back then, dude. It's funny.
So if you go onto my screen real fast, I was watching this and want to get your impression on this. ESPN has an article right now talking about 32 bold moves that every team could make. So a bold move by every team. And the hot take that I've been seeing from a lot of people saying if Kansas City wants to be competitive in future years, that they need to get rid of Travis Kelce. Travis Kelce making $17 million as a tight end. The production's not there, but he's also an all-time great, first ballot Hall of Famer, arguably the greatest tight end of all time.
Better than Gronk.
You know, he's up there. If you want to say Antonio Gates, if you want to say Tony Gonzalez, that's fine. But he's on the Mount Rushmore of tight ends. That's for sure. What do you do if you're Kansas City? If you look at this guy, he says, "I want one more year," and you're looking at the salary cap situation and thinking to yourself, "My God, we need a wide receiver one for this guy." I mean, I know we have Xavier Worthy, but you know, Mahomes' window is still open. They were just in the Super Bowl again. They lost their chance at a three-peat. If Mahomes has a stud receiver out there, can they make it happen? And would you be okay, Joe, if a team looks at a Travis Kelce and thinks to themselves, "Yeah, we're good. We're ready to move on from you." 35 years old already.
Man, I think at some point you got to move on.
Now, speaking of players that need to move on or already moving on, Cowboys guard Zach Martin, one of the greatest Cowboys of all time, has decided to retire.
You know, it was funny. I was watching a video that they had when they drafted him way back in 2014, and they had the opportunity to get Johnny Manziel. He was there, and you had Zach Martin, and they're like, the Cowboys, with their pick, select Zach Martin.
And everyone got mad.
And they got mad. Johnny Manziel's just watching like, these mother freakers, they passed on me. That was the best decision that Jerry and the boys ever made, dude.
Yeah.
Passing on Johnny Manziel.
And you never would have thought that, though.
Yeah, at the time, you wouldn't have thought that because Johnny slipped so far in the draft, right? That time, winded up with the Browns, you know, but Cowboys did the right thing.
I was looking at something the other day. I want to say it was 2017. I could be wrong. Maybe it was 2019.
Yeah.
The NFL draft, you know how they have like these former players go up there and they announce. So the Roger Goodell goes out there and says with the first pick in the first round, but when it comes to second round and beyond, they have a guest come up. It'd be a former player or whatnot. But when there was I think it was like a kicker for the Eagles went up there and said, he started clowning on the Cowboys, saying that they're the division champs, they're the world champs, they're the conference champs, they're the Super Bowl champions. And they said the greatest thing about the draft was that all the players were born after the Cowboys last won a Super Bowl.
Yeah.
And that was 8 years ago.
Awful long time ago.
It was David Akers. Chris Gonzalez was making the comment. David Akers. That was amazing, dude. That has to be one of the best moments ever of it all. So here's a flashback on ESPN real fast. Courtesy of ESPN.
Right now. We got a kicker with a pick.
The Indianapolis Colts have traded their 49th pick to the Philadelphia Eagles.
This is great.
Trolling the Cowboys.
Last year,
Courtesy of ESPN.
representing that shield for 15 years. East champs, divisional champs, NFC champs,
Cowboy fans pissed.
and world champs. The world champs. Hey, Dallas, the last time you were in the Super Bowl, these draft picks weren't born.
Courtesy of ESPN. That was amazing, dude.
Oh, look at that, man. We got a $5 incoming super chat from our very own Sean.
Yeah. Very nice. Sean Quintero coming in says, give a shout out to Coach Q.
You know, got to make it rain. Shout out to
Shout
Coach
out.
Q, man. Hey, you know what? Jeff just texted me right now,
Mm-hmm.
and he says that they have a new Los that just dropped. So he wants to go ahead and show that for him. And he's saying here in the new Los that just dropped, it's he's talking with the deep vein thrombosis that Wemby's been diagnosed with Dr. McCorkle. So go ahead and check that out. It's out now, just released 2 minutes ago. Go ahead and give the Locked On Spurs podcast a listen and some love here on their YouTube channel, as they are 5,000 plus subscribers strong. So go ahead and give them a listen.
That's right. That's right. Again, deep vein thrombosis is the diagnosis for Wemby. Going to be on blood thinners for the next 3 months. He's out for the year. We just hope he gets better, right? I mean, it doesn't sound like News 4 San Antonio's Don Harris was saying, there's nobody in the Spurs universe right now that is worried.
Yeah.
They found it early. They're not worried. It didn't travel to the heart. It didn't travel to a place that it shouldn't be.
Yeah.
That they're fine. He's going to be fine.
Can we give a shout out to your boy Pitt, man?
Oh, yeah. What's going on?
Looks like Pitt's just celebrated a 5-year wedding anniversary, man.
Pitty
Posted
Pitt.
something, man, on Facebook. I just saw.
Let me see.
So I'm going to go ahead and look for him right now.
Yeah, Anthony Pittman, formerly of KBB, back in the day. He and I got hired on the same day back in 2000, April of 2000 there.
Yeah, here it is. There it is.
That's badass. I think they got married. I think they've been together for 5 years. I think they got married just recently.
He says, I'm blessed to begin my 5th year of marriage to his wonderful
5th year
life.
of marriage. There you go. Wow.
Congratulations to Mr. and Mrs. Pittman. Both amazing people, man. I've met them both, and they are just so nice. You know, they're just a joy to be around, dude.
Yeah, they
Nothing
are.
but positivity, man.
They are fantastic people. Love them both. Love them both.
Oh, look. What are we good? Pitt went to John Jay, right?
He did.
Yep, he did.
He did. He's an Exit 7 guy. Let's give some love to me. Show my number out there.
Sure.
Man, I am blessed to say that business has been doing pretty good, man. 210-508-0369. If you have questions about financial services, that could be retirement accounts. You know, there's people who have old 401ks, Joe. They're just sitting around, man, at this company, this company, this company, this company. And they think to themselves, well, it's still invested. I'm just going to go ahead and leave it there. No. I told a client the other day, they asked me what the difference between a 401k and an IRA is. I said, well, 401k is like going grocery shopping at a convenience store, right? If you go to QT, you can get groceries, right? But you compare it to HEB, you compare it to Costco, there's just a bigger selection of things to do in the IRA system, right? So you can take your 401k, turn it into an IRA, and I can help you with that. 210-508-0369. If you have questions about life insurance, about long-term care, disability, any type of strategies involving businesses as well, give me a call. 210-508-0369. Been doing it for 19 years. 20-year anniversary, Joe, coming up in 8 weeks.
Congratulations.
Can't believe it's been that long, man.
Look at that, Tony Ornelas, man. Show some love to the show. Show him money.
Show him some money. Show me the money. JHNSB says, just throw your money at an index fund. Boom, done. Actually, did you know that you could throw your money at an index fund and have downside protection at the same time?
No.
That's the difference, because you could throw it at an index fund and go, okay, well, the average return is 8-9% or whatever the case may be, you know, historically. But you have some down years, like when it went down 38% in 2008, when it went down 34% in 2002. You have some down years along the way. What if you could actually invest in an index fund and be protected if the market went down? That's the thing. There are different ways of doing that. There are different types of index funds that have that type of protection. Jesse A just says, I'm just waiting for my $5,000 check from President Musk. Dude, if you think you're going to get a $5,000 check, dude, and I'm not saying that you think this way, but I've been seeing that all over the place. You've got to be an idiot to think that that's actually going to happen. The math don't math.
That ain't gonna happen, bro.
No.
And you know what? Here's the news that you were sharing. Notorious B.I.G.'s mom, Voletta Wallace, dead at 72, man. May she rest in peace. Maybe she is reunited with her boy, man.
What's your favorite Notorious B.I.G. song?
Oh man. The Big Papa. Big Papa.
Big Papa. Love you.
Yeah.
Call me Big Papa.
And Hypnotized. That was a
Hypnotized is
good.
great.
But you can't listen to that one no more. It's not considered a banger because of P Diddy.
Right. Mo money, mo problems.
Yeah.
That's the thing, man. He's got some bangers, that's for sure. That is for sure. Joe, I got tickets to go see Jelly Roll.
And I asked you earlier, man, when they had said that was going to be released. You excited about seeing Posty and Jelly Roll? Nah.
Oh, I don't mind it.
Nah.
Okay, so like, did you see Post Malone perform at the Saturday Night Live 50-year anniversary?
Yeah.
He performed. So for those of you, I don't want to get in trouble by showing that video.
No.
But go on to YouTube, look up Post Malone singing with Nirvana. He sang "Smells Like Teen Spirit." My girlfriend's a big Post Malone fan, and we're gonna go. He's doing that show with he's doing that show with Jelly Roll. She was like, "What are you listening to?" I was like, she goes, "It's actually sounding pretty good." I was telling her that's Post Malone singing Nirvana with Dave Grohl on the drums, Chris Novoselic, Pap Smear, and all them guys. The surviving members of Nirvana played with him. Very good. Did you see who George Strait's going on tour with?
No.
George Strait, it was announced this week that he is going on tour with Chris Stapleton.
Oh, that's going to be a good good tandem there, man.
Now, I will say this, though. It's not a very big tour. We're talking about maybe only 5 shows.
You know what that means? Ticket prices are going to go through the roof.
So if you want to see George Strait with Chris Stapleton and also Parker McCollum will be performing. It's going to be 4 shows. May 10th, Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, Lincoln Financial. May 31st, Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, at the Acrisure Stadium. You could see him in Buffalo, New York, at Highmark Park, or you could go hang out with the what do they call the Buffalo Bills, the Mafia?
Yeah, Bills Mafia.
Actually, it's not Bills Mafia Nation. It's going to be the nation of the Patriots, Patriot Nation at Gillette Stadium, Foxborough, Massachusetts, just outside of Boston. Or the 5th show, SoFi Stadium in Inglewood, California.
No Texas shows.
Dates. So which one am I going to take Chica to?
It's a good question.
I just hope it's not in the round. Because I saw George Strait in the round and it was awful.
You go to Gillette Stadium then.
It's not bad.
You go to
I like Philadelphia, though.
City of brotherly love, man. It sucks to park there, dude.
I wonder how much tickets are.
I don't know.
It's got to be super expensive. What's the most you've ever paid for a concert ticket?
I don't know. Probably like $400.
Who'd you go see?
I don't even remember. I remember it was back in the day. Took the wife at the time to go see somebody.
I was gifted.
I think it was U2 or something.
I was gifted $700 tickets to go see Daryl Hall and John Oates. My former employer got me those tickets. It was $700 each to watch him at the Majestic, Joe.
It's a lot.
$700 to watch Hall and Oates. 2nd row.
Yeah.
Real close, man. I could grab the mic during Sarah's Smile. It was so damn close. The most that I've ever spent of my own money. You know what? The most I ever spent of my own money was my daughter and I went into a skybox. You talk about peasants.
Yeah, skybox, bro.
I bought her tickets to go see Sublime and Panic at the Disco.
That's a good
But
show.
Panic at the Disco was the lead.
What's the nice lure about the skybox? You're kind of away from everybody, right?
Right.
You know? It's not bad. I mean, I like being in the skybox. It's a nice venue for me, man.
I liked it because my daughter wanted to go see a show, and it is safer there. And because you take kids, like at the time she was in middle school.
Yeah,
she's tiny at the time.
Yeah,
she's a grown woman now, but back then she was much shorter and all that stuff. Took them someplace that it was easier to get to and whatnot. Hey Joe, look what I stumbled upon.
What is it? God.
What happened here with Joe Reinagle? What happened here with Rob Thompson? What happened here with Spence?
Yeah,
that was the day that the Spurs won the draft lottery over at the Rue Pub. A day that lives in infamy. But again, it's far, that's far a long time ago. Ever since then, we've seen Victor Wembanyama get hurt or having a condition come down, blood clots. We have somebody coming on.
We sure enough do. We have somebody joining us right now, and it's the one and only Jeff Garcia. Is going to come on for a little bit.
Jeff Garcia from Locked On Spurs and Ken's 5. What's going on, Jeff?
Nothing much, dudes. What's up?
Oh, man, we've been talking a lot about the vein thrombosis diagnosis for Victor Wembanyama. He's going to be on blood thinners for 3 months.
Something about the way you say it sounds gross.
Thrombosis. I'm gonna call it thrombosis.
Hey,
Don't say it.
Since we're bringing Jeff on, we got to bring him on properly.
Oh yeah, Tony's asking for it.
Here we go. Money talk.
Here comes the money.
Dollar. Special guest Jeff Garcia from Locked On Spurs and Ken's 5. What's going on in your world, man? Is Victor Wembanyama going to live? Is he going to survive?
Yes, he'll survive. And I'm glad you brought it up because today's Locked On Spurs with Dr. Ryan McCorkle. He breaks it all down, what it is, why it happened, what are the remedies, and then the last segment I think is pretty interesting because he goes into how just the non-NBA player, the everyday Joe, can avoid this because this can happen pretty much to anybody. So it's a pretty good episode too. So he dives deep into it. But hey, real fast, I heard you talk about Christian Bale earlier about the actors.
Yeah.
You forgot 310 to Yuma was a awesome show. That was a good one. And then there was that other Chris Nolan movie that he was in with Wolverine, Hugh Jackman. It was about the magicians. And that was an excellent movie. I forgot the name of it.
He was in American Hustle as well.
American Hustle as well. And by the way, if you've never seen Vice, awesome movie. So, Vice about vice president under the Bush administration.
Yeah.
I mean, you forget that it's Christian Bale. So for you to say, oh, you couldn't say 3, no, he's up there, buddy.
Well, I think that the thing about it is that I think that if you're going to call the greatest of the last 50 years, Jeff, so let's break this down. So we had this conversation about who the greatest. I watched the new Captain America movie yesterday.
No.
I walked on in there.
I heard it's crap. I heard it's so crap.
I thought it was all right. Okay, I'm not gonna say it was a great movie, but I was entertained. But I don't know the background of the lore of any of this universe. I just went there to watch a movie. But I was saying last 50 years, greatest actors of all time. And I'm not saying thespian actors where it's like Daniel Day-Lewis, right? Because Daniel Day-Lewis is probably the best actor of the last 50 years, but no one gives a crap. It's Daniel Day-Lewis.
God.
Okay. Like Lincoln, great, right? But I have on there Tom Hanks on the Mount Rushmore the last 50 years. I have Harrison Ford. I believe that those two locks. You can't argue against those two.
Mm-hmm.
I have Tom Cruise. I'm sorry. Right. You put his list of movies out there, bunch of bangers. But I can't pick the fourth one because I think the fourth one has and I think that you can make an argument against Tom Cruise, but even with Rain Man was such a great movie too. So I think those three are kind of locks. They're the 1 seeds, but the fourth 1 seed, the fourth member of the last 50 years, guys.
I would put in Vincent D'Onofrio.
Okay. All I remember him is from Pyle from Full Metal Jacket.
Oh my God! Have you seen him play Kingpin? Joe, educate him how he plays Kingpin.
He's really good, man.
Yeah, but he's kind of in the whole idea.
Colin Farrell in playing the Penguin himself, dude.
Oh God,
on
my
HBO,
goodness,
man, that's great.
Oh,
dude.
Jimenez, please tell me you saw that series. It's incredible.
I have not. But
Joe,
but this
he's busy now.
You mentioning this guy is kind of like what I was talking about with Daniel Day-Lewis. They might be the greatest quote unquote thespian actors. Philip Seymour Hoffman is also like that, but they're not stars. They're very, very good actors. Okay, they're the Scottie Pippins, but they're not the Michael Jordan.
I disagree on that, but
Okay, but give me a fourth name because I'm sorry, but that's not even top 40, dude.
what?
Dude,
I don't understand your measurement.
His Q score
You
is
just
too
said
low.
30.
His Q score is too low. If you were to ask people to ask 100 people, do you know who that? You say his name. Do you know who he is?
You know who I am?
Do you know who I am?
Okay, well, if that's the case,
he gets pulled over by the. He gets pulled by. Huh?
You're setting the bar. You're kind of setting the bar low then.
Okay, maybe I'm thinking of popcorn flicks.
Okay, then you're throwing Hugh Jackman then.
Hugh Jackman is a nominee. I that's a legit nominee for what he's done. I mean, both on the musical side and for Wolverine and all that stuff.
I hate show tunes, bro. I can't do it.
You know,
that sucks,
because we were talking about names out there like, you know, you could say Eddie Murphy, Samuel L. Jackson. You can say, you know, Bruce Willis, Sly Stallone, Schwarzenegger. You can go Matt Damon. You can go George Clooney, Brad Pitt.
You know who you haven't mentioned that
Costner.
deserves to be up there on the Mount Rushmore?
Denzel.
No, freaking Chuck Norris, brother.
Oh no,
Chuck Norris.
No, because whenever he shoots missiles, they go the barrels are pointed diagonal, but they somehow go straight. I have no idea how that works. The fourth member of, so do you agree with me, Jeff, that those three, Hanks, Cruise, Harrison Ford, are locks on the Mount Rushmore?
The one I'm iffy on is Hanks.
That's the one I'm most confident in. Tell me, what give me your thought.
Has he had any really good ones of late? Like really, really good ones.
So kind of like, what have you done for me lately type of thing?
Yeah.
Well, I just think that his run from like 88 to like 2000 was just all-time great. You know, Leonardo DiCaprio is also another actor that could be considered on there.
What about Anthony Hopkins?
I was thinking about that also. Joe brought that one up, but I don't think he has enough like movies. Right?
He has popcorn flicks in his name. He has Transformers. Yes, he was in freaking Transformers franchise.
Yeah.
Yeah, but we don't count those as actual movies.
What?
You said earlier.
Just play.
You just said earlier that you want to throw in popcorn flicks. Well, there you have it.
Well, no, but it's a combination of like star. Like, who's the biggest movie star? You know,
it sounds like you're trying to like craft it towards what you want versus what is reality.
What, he's moving the goalposts?
Well, I don't think it's moving the goalposts.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, because if I was to say Harrison Ford, I think there's got to be a Venn diagram of Q score. You know who they are. Popcorn flick, acting ability.
Wait, hold on. Then you throw in Will Smith.
You know, that's actually a really good point. That's a very, very good nominee for that. I would agree with that. Denzel Washington being a good nominee. The Woody Harrelson,
Tommy Lee Jones. No,
Tommy Lee. Well, Tommy Jones had a good stretch, and I love the heck he's from San Antonio. The Fugitive, but the greatest movies he's been in, like Double Jeopardy. That's the Ashley Judd movie.
Men in Black with Will Smith.
Men in Black is a Will Smith movie. You know what? That's a great. You know what? That's a good topic for next week. The best sidekick.
God,
like Ben Affleck is always a sidekick. Like you mentioned, he's a sidekick to Bruce Willis in Armageddon. He's a sidekick to Matt Damon in Good Will Hunting. He's the sidekick to.
Have you not seen some of his recent movies? He's actually not the sidekick anymore.
Well, I know he was in that one movie with Anna Kendrick recently. The one where he's the accountant. The accountant.
Oh, that's a damn good movie.
That was a good movie. I enjoyed it. Look at us get to noon. We started the show late because of technical difficulties. Look at us making up for the time, Joe. In fact, we did an hour 40 today.
We gave him the 15 minutes back.
Hey, Jimenez. So earlier I heard you talk about the most money you spent on a concert ticket.
Yeah.
Mine was $250 to sit front row at a concert in Austin. So,
who'd you go see?
Oh, you all know my favorite band of late, Magdalena Bay. So I went to go see, pay $250 for that. Got to actually request with that ticket. You got to request a song that there's not on their playlist, the play set for the concert. So I have it on video of me going like fanboying out, like play this song. And they're like, all right, we'll play it.
Look here, Jeff. We got $1.99 incoming super chat. Mario Cavasso says Mike's favorite actor is the great Kelsey Grammer from Frasier.
Baby, I hear the blues are calling. Tossed salads and scrambled eggs.
Hey, Jimenez, again, you want popcorn flick? He was in the Transformers series. He was in the X-Men series.
Yeah, but I guess the problem is that like it's a Venn diagram. So I see what you're saying, and I'm not trying to like move the goalposts, but it's a Venn diagram of there were popular movies, they have a high Q score, they memorable roles, and good acting ability.
One of our listeners is SR2001 on YouTube saying, "What about Clint Eastwood?"
Oh, dude, what's your favorite Clint Eastwood movie?
Oh man, my favorite one, Firefox.
Really?
I loved Firefox. I have the video, the DVD of it.
What was that one movie where he was the old? I say well, he's the old man. He's been the old man forever. What's that one movie? It's about the car that he had that he was in love with.
Yes,
Gran Torino.
Okay. Yeah, that was a good movie.
Yeah. So what's Firefox? It's like a spy espionage kind of movie.
Yeah.
That one's a great flick in my opinion. I liked it, man.
That's a good we also didn't mention actors.
Jimenez gonna say his favorite. You're gonna say your favorite Clint Eastwood movie is Bridge Over Madison.
Bridge Over Madison.
Yeah.
I've seen it a long time ago, but we didn't mention Robert De Niro also as a candidate as well. But anyway, we're gonna let everybody go. Got to get back to work. Everyone have a fantastic day.
Guys.
Thanks for
Thanks
the surprise
Jeff.
drop in. Again, don't forget to subscribe to Locked On Spurs. He's going to have that one doctor talking about the vein thrombosis, not the thrombosis.
I'm surprised you're gonna say. I can't wait to see Wemby back on the court throbbing.
Throb it again. Chica is on her way to San Antonio.
Throbbing
Incoming. Just playing.
God. I hope she's not listening. She's gonna be, I'm out, Mike. Can you imagine? She'll probably listen to the show for like 2 minutes or 3 minutes and then be like, yeah, I'm done.
Yes. Everyone have a fantastic day. Again, karaoke. We're going to have it again Saturday night. Karaoke gets going at 8:30. I'm going to get there probably around 7:30. Joe will be there around that time as well. This is over on West Avenue. Again, it's called the Hidden Tavern Bar. Everyone have a fantastic day, and we'll see you guys tomorrow for the big party. We'll be out there.